Hi, beautiful people, and welcome back to the Yogi Blair YouTube channel. It has been about a year since I have filmed any content, and today we are doing the infamous good bag and bad bag of 2022. But before we get into that, if you're new here, I do want to say hello, hi, how are you? My name is Vanessa Blair Ferris. I'm a certified registered yoga instructor with a passion for sharing both yoga and wellness with anybody that needs it, especially those that are healing from trauma, which is pretty much all of us, right? So if that's something that you're interested in, make sure that you stick around, hit that subscribe button, like button, leave a comment below with suggestions for future content, and let's get into today's video. All right, friends, thank you so much for watching this video. Like I said, we have the good bag and the bad bag of 2022. I think I've been doing these videos since 2019. So this is maybe 3 years strong of doing this content. And actually nothing that I purchased is from Ulta. Those are just the same bags that I think I've used in every video of this series, I guess, every year, or this yearly video that I make. So thank you all so much for being patient with me and giving me a year to kind of figure out motherhood before getting back to making content. I've kind of realized that I am able to film with her playing, and while she's gone to bed, I just put her down to bed. I'm in the room next to her, so if you notice that I'm speaking more quietly than I used to, that is why. But she's pretty good about it, so we'll see what happens. I did film the same video of this with her in the room, and I'm filming it again now because I just kind of felt like there wasn't as much that I could get to with her next to me. So we might pull from both. One's during the day, one's at night. We'll see what happens. Let's get right into it. We're gonna start with the bad bag. I wanna start with the bad and end on a positive note. So last year we established that we are going to do a few categories here. We're gonna do a makeup product, a skincare product, a yoga product, wellness product, and a baby product. So let's just start right away. In the bad bag, let's start with skincare. I believe that's how my list kind of went last year. And you're gonna be shocked by what is in the bad bag this year for skincare, because this is a brand that if you have watched my previous videos, you know that I love. And this is the one product that I tried from them that really didn't impress me. And it is the Tatcha Silk Peony Eye Cream. And I asked for this as a gift for a birthday 1 year. Because it is quite expensive, and a lot of the luxury items that I put in my videos, I do either ask for gifts I save up for, or I spend gift cards on to get. And this just, it's a nice eye cream. It looks nice under the eyes. You can tell there's a bit of a luminescent something in here. Maybe it's mica, maybe it's a shimmer, something that brightens underneath your eye, but it's definitely something shimmery that is made to instantly make your eyes look brighter, but it doesn't actually do anything. And it's moisturizing and it's nice, and sure, it will help keep your under eye moist, but it doesn't correct dark circles. It doesn't help with fine lines or anything like that. So I really just wasn't impressed with it. For I think $68 is what it retails for, and the prices will be added, of course, when I'm editing this later. I just don't think that that's worth $68. I want a $68 eye cream to do something, and I will say, with all the bad bag products that I have, I'm gonna have an alternative. And I have been using the Inky List Retinol Eye Cream, and this was $10. And I actually do notice that my under eyes look different, and my outer eye corner area where there can be some fine lines looks better with this. So it's a no-brainer to me. A $10 product that is accessible, affordable, and actually has ingredients in it that are made to improve your skin is way better in my book. Now, as far as our good bag skincare item, we got bougie here for a minute, my friends. you're going to gasp when you see this item underneath. This is the SK2 Genoptics Aura Essence. And when I saw the price of this, first of all, I received a sample of this in an order from Sephora, and I used it, and I loved the way my skin looked with it. So I got on Sephora to order it and was taken aback by the price. It retailed at the time for $250. And again, that will be updated when I'm editing if it has changed, but that's a lot of money for a product. And I know that's not accessible to everybody. For me personally, I asked for it again for Christmas. I also would save up my points on Sephora because you can get $100 gift cards if you save up 2,500 points. So I will do that and then pay $150 for it. That feels a little bit better somehow, or I'll save up for it when I need it. I will say I don't use this every day, but I do use it at least a couple times a week. And even with that, I feel like I do notice a difference in my skin. And with that, it lasts a year. This is still my first bottle that I got last Christmas. And it is November now, and I still have plenty. So it does last a long time. What's nice about it is that this handle here, the top has, and of course there's like a hair of mine on it, which is gross for you to see, but the top has this little button that when you push it, it pushes out the exact amount of product that you need. So you're not wasting any of it, which I really like that feature in this skincare product. But definitely recommend. I notice a difference just in the brightness and the overall appearance of my skin with this product. Moving on to the makeup category, in the bad bag this year, again, you might be shocked because you'll notice in past videos, if you've watched any of the content where I discuss makeup, Jeffree Star was a brand that I use quite a bit. I do like how pigmented the eyeshadows are and how long lasting the lip colors are. I'm not all for the vibe, but if I'm looking for a dramatic quality product, I do like it. I will say that the unfortunate thing about Jeffree Star is that these products do not cater to sensitive skin. And what I've noticed with the mascara that I ordered about a year ago, so I've been using this for a year, and it really makes my eyes itch. And I like a tubing mascara. This kind of mascara, when you apply it and it dries, you can't add a second coat. You have to add your coats while it's wet, let it dry, and it will not budge all day. I have deep set eyes, and my eyelashes kind of touch my brow bone a little bit. And if I'm using a regular mascara, even waterproof, it will rub off on my eyelid and my brow bone eventually. These kinds don't. And so I was really disappointed that I was dealing with itchy eyes, red eyelids, and I just don't think that this is something I can really wear anymore. I did just recently in my last Sephora haul purchase a new kind of tubing mascara, and this is from Merit, which claims to be a clean makeup brand, and I'm gonna try this one for however long I can and see how it works. It's about the same price as the Jeffree Star one, and it's also a tubing mascara, so I'm hoping that this will yield better results. Now let's talk about the good bag makeup category here. I have been trying these makeup products for the last year, and I love them. I'm wearing them right now, and since I turned 30, I've noticed that I've really shifted from the matte, full coverage, no budging foundation to something more light, something more dewy, something more natural looking, and I turned to Ilia makeup. This is the Super Serum Skin Tint with SPF 40, and I use the shade ST1, which is Rendezvous, and I also have been using the concealer for a year now, and this, let's see if I can see it. This is the shade SC5 Arrowroot. So I really love these products. What I love about the skin tint is that it has SPF 40, which you don't find a lot in makeup. Ilia is something that is kind of advertised or marketed to be both skincare and makeup. And I notice when I wear it that my skin does seem to have improvements versus when I take a few weeks off of wearing any kind of makeup. I can apply it with my fingers, which is really nice, not having to clean makeup brushes all the time. I love my makeup brushes and I love doing a nice glam look where I use my makeup brushes, but day to day cleaning them is not accessible to me anymore with a 1-year-old. So I really, really love this product. I love that it's SPF 40. In the summer when I'm going to the pool, I'll still put sunscreen on underneath it, but in the winter when I'm just running a couple errands and there's not that much daylight anyway, I feel like this is enough and I can save that sunscreen, which is also super expensive. The one thing I will say about the concealer, I feel like it is really nice. I had a couple pimples on my neck collarbone and like neck area that I covered up with this, and I feel like although these are more natural looking products and they have more of a sheer sort of coverage to them, you can get a decent amount of coverage as well, and they're very versatile. I do feel like this does crease underneath my eye eventually because it is so creamy and it is so dewy. I do have to set my under eye and then it seems fine. I don't set the rest of my face because it's so dewy and I love the finish of it. I'm kind of over the matte look, but I do find that I have to set my under eye. I have been using my Cover Effects, which I have talked about forever, but I did just purchase the Fade Into You setting powder with my most recent haul as well. And I'm thinking that this might transition from my Cover Effects powder. What I really like about this is that it has this turn where you can get your product out, but if you're traveling with it or throwing it in a bag, you can protect it from all falling out into the lid. So yeah, and I feel like it's fairly affordable. I don't quite remember what the price of this was, but I think it was cheaper than the Cover Effects powder. Granted, there might not be as much in it, but they look relatively similar in size. Let's see if there is 0.35 ounces, 0.32 ounces. So not much of a difference. This is a slimmer package, which is also nice because you're using less plastic. I also, in my most recent haul, purchased another new product from them that I like, that I wanted to try because I like their product so much, and it is the multi-stick. I've been curious about these for a while. I will always love a powder blush, and I do love my Cover Effects palette still, but I'm wearing this today for the first time, and I feel like it wore really well. I feel like it looks really natural and nice on the cheeks. It can also be used on lips, on eyes, and whatever else, and I like the versatility of a product like that. And I really just kind of enjoyed the color. This is the color Whisper, and it's a little more of like a burnt color than I would normally get, which is why I wanted to try it, because I know that that kind of shade is more in for this autumn shifting into winter season. So yes, that was a bit long of a tangent, but these makeup products really are some of my favorite products that I've ever used. They are wonderful for my skin that you all know is so sensitive. And yeah, I'm just really enjoying Ilia products. And the other thing I will say too is that I kind of did a wear test of the setting powder underneath my eyes today. And I didn't apply it the way I normally would. So I feel like it might look a little white cast on camera. We'll see when I look back at it, but my under eye did not crease. I feel like this is the best that, as far as creasing goes, that my under eyes have ever looked. I naturally do have some folds right in the corner like most people do, but there isn't any excessive creasing that is unnatural based on just the movement of the makeup. So I think it performed really well for its first wear test. And now let's move into our wellness product. Our Bad Bag wellness product this year is an aromatherapy product, which aromatherapy is a buzzword. It's a hot topic. It's a very common thing to discuss in the yoga and wellness industry. Aromatherapy is something that I really enjoy talking about. I have a ton of essential oils. I love to make essential oil roller balls for my yoga classes. I love aromatherapy, and that is why this product over the years has become more and more disappointing to me. When I first started using it, I really liked it. My husband, at the time he was my boyfriend, he put it in a stocking stuffer for me, and I really liked it. But it is the Bath & Body Works Aromatherapy Pillow Mist and Body Mist Spray, and this is the scent lavender and vanilla. And when I smell this, it does not smell like real lavender at all to me. Maybe a little true vanilla smell. And I like the smell of it. But when we're talking about aromatherapy, and there's not that authentic lavender smell, which is what, if people are buying a lavender product, that's what they want, is that true lavender smell. And I'm sure in the ingredients, it might say that there is, yeah, it says that there's lavender oil in it, but it is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's the 9th ingredient in the list, and the 3rd ingredient is fragrance. So I doubt there's a lot of lavender oil in it, which is kind of just disappointing to me. You're advertising this as aromatherapy. You're advertising this as lavender, and it's not. I don't think there's a lot in there. I don't think that it's a quality aromatherapy product. I think if you enjoy the smell and you like using it and you want to use it around your house for the smell of it, fine. But I don't think it should be called an aromatherapy product. Which leads me to my Good Bag wellness product this year. In August, I took my week's vacation, and this year, with an almost 1-year-old at the time, we took a fairly local trip to Michigan. It was a few hours away from us. We could drive easy while she napped, and it was kind of our first test to see how she did, staying in a hotel and all this other stuff, and it was super fun. Someone had pointed me in the direction of a lavender farm in Michigan that was on our drive home, and it's called Summer House Lavender Farms, and they have an aroma called Serene Garden, which is their lavender oil that they make in-house, bergamot and marjoram. And I got a pillow mist and room mist to replace my Bath & Body Works one, and I also got body lotion. I got like 5 of these essential oil roller balls. I got soap. I mean, I got everything that they had. And this is true aromatherapy, and you can just, the vibe is just so different. When you walk into Bath & Body Works, it can be overpowering, overwhelming. It almost knocks you down with that artificial fragrance. And don't get me wrong, sometimes I like those fragrances. I get a pumpkin candle every year, and that's okay. I don't think there's anything wrong with smelling some artificial fragrance once in a while. You all know me, and artificial fragrance and my skin don't mix, but I think it's the dose that makes the poison. And once in a while, having a little artificial fragrance in your life is fine. Too much, not great. It can be carcinogenic depending on what it is. So it's important to be careful and try to use real fragrance when you can. This is just above and beyond the most amazing lavender aroma that you will ever find. It is so good. They do have a website. If you search Summer House Lavender Farm, you can shop these products online. And if you live close to the Saugatuck or Holland, Michigan area, you can find these for yourself. They are amazing, and I feel like I use I use my room spray, and I do it all before bed. I have a little concentrated bottle of oil for my diffuser, and I feel like that truly is the most magical aromatherapy experience. So the last item on our list is a baby item. And it took me a long time to think about this one because you use so many products for your child in a day. And I'm like, what is something that has really changed my life that I could not do this without? What is something I use every day that I just love? And the answer that I came up with is the Love Every kits. Now, this is another quite expensive product, and my daughter really wants this box, so I'm gonna let her have it. Here you go. You wanna play with the box? There you go. These are another luxury item. They're very expensive, and again, my parents buy these for her because we don't live in our home state. Our parents don't get to see her as much as we would like. And so we try to make our gifts really meaningful. We try to make them more experiences or things like a subscription box that she gets every so often, that when she gets it, she knows that her grandma and grandpa are thinking about her. So that's another way to incorporate those luxury items again, is to ask for them as gifts. The Love Every toys are so wonderful because they really help with a child's brain development. They are made from sustainable sources like wood and rubber and things that are safe to put in their mouth, and developmentally age-appropriate toys, and there's nothing battery operated, which I don't know if you are like me. All of those battery operated toys that everyone wants to get your kid that light up and go crazy, they can be very overstimulating, not just for your child, but also for you. When you're hearing all those sounds all day long and seeing all those lights, if you're like me, at the end of the day, you get very irritable. So these toys are just a nice option that just kind of, they're great for your child. They're super fun for your child. She loves opening the boxes. She loves playing with the toys. And I know that she's getting good quality items that don't make me want to rip my hair out too. And another point that I would like to also mention in this year's video is shouting out another YouTube channel, Songs for Littles, Miss Rachel. If you're a parent, you've probably heard of her by now. I have to give a huge shout out to this woman for making my life so much easier. Tulip did not get consistent screen time until she hit a year old. And I know that you're supposed to wait until 18 months, but the reality is that my husband and I live in a completely different state than the rest of our family. We have no help unless we want to pay for it, and that can be a challenge. And a lot of times he's with her alone and I'm with her alone. We rarely can even be a team together and help each other out. So it can be very hard and very stressful doing it all by myself. So Miss Rachel has just been something I can put on that doesn't feel like garbage, that my daughter takes a total interest in. She loves it. She tunes into it and pays attention. And I feel like I can get a chore done or finish work or do something and let her actually learn. And I've noticed improvements in her sign language, in her verbalizations. And sure, it might just be coincidental that as she's developing and as her age progresses, maybe she's just reached that milestone. But I really do believe that it has helped her. And I could not be more grateful for something that I can let her enjoy, that I don't feel completely guilty about. And as far as the bad bag baby item goes this year, I sat and I thought about it and I thought about it, and I was trying to think in the same direction as I did with the Love Every kits, where it's like, those were something that made my life easier, and Miss Rachel is something that made my life easier, and I don't feel like I could get through a day with Tulip without those two things. I tried to think of something that makes my life more difficult. Something that we purchased or something that we've done that I just really can't stand. The one useless item that we did, now that I finally have thought about it enough and I've been talking about it, the one useless item that I've already given away, and I warned my friend before I gave it to her, like, I hated this, go for it, give it a try, I can't stand it, is the it's a bottle warmer, and I'll put a picture of it up right here because I can't even remember the name of the one that I got, but I got it from Target. It was $50. And, you know, I exclusively pumped, and rarely did I even use it because I gave her room temperature milk. And by the time I was thawing my milk out, she was used to drinking milk out of the fridge and it didn't bother her. But I did use it a handful of times. It leaked the seal when you turned the bottle on and flipped it upside down to warm the milk. It leaked constantly, and that's my biggest complaint, because it did warm it up perfectly. It was the right temperature, but it was so difficult to screw in the adapter to fit every bottle, and it just completely leaked all over the place. I mean, I remember spilling half of a bottle sometimes using it, so wouldn't recommend that one if you're going to use a bottle warmer. And my suggestion personally is, if you're using bottles, then you're probably either exclusively pumping or doing formula. Either way, room temperature. Room temperature is fine. It doesn't have to be that warm. If your baby will only drink it that way, then totally fine. Do what you got to do. But for me, room temperature worked. And then when I was trying to gear her up to get ready to switch to whole milk, I started giving her milk out of the fridge to get her ready for that, because that's how that's going to be served to her, and I didn't have a problem. So that's my recommendation. But yeah, don't get that bottle warmer, because you will just end up spilling all of your milk or all of your formula, and either way, it's super time consuming or super expensive, or both. Don't mess with it. And that is the good and bad bag of 2022. I think that that was a lot more concise, and I am really excited to continue on with these videos. I'm excited to make more content. I think that this is gonna work. I think that it might not be weekly like it used to be, but I do think that I can get some stuff out there, especially stuff with my singing bowls as I continue to study with those. That's really easy because I'm doing it anyway, and I can just film myself doing it. I don't have to talk and worry about waking her up. But it does seem as though I can talk in here just fine, and it's not a problem. And hopefully we can do some yoga content as well soon, and I can even just come in here and do a sequence and do a voiceover with it later. So I'm really excited to be back, and I want to thank all of you for being patient and for not going anywhere, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.